Scrapbox Company. This is an all-in-one piece of furniture for craft and sewing rooms, and I'm going to show you all how I organized it and why it has changed my life and changed my sewing room. I moved into this new sewing room space and it was pretty much empty except for a table and a couple of IKEA Kallax, those square IKEA shelves with the big boxes in them. And so I really wanted just something that would organize everything I had so that it would be visible and easy to access. And so the Dreambox was the perfect solution for that. And so I'm gonna give you a little tour of it and show you what's in it. All right, so we're gonna start over here on the left. Now this is my sewing side that I've organized most of my sewing supplies over here. There's a little bit of crossover between the two sides, but I started with these spool holders for elastic, twine, baker's twine, and then ribbon. And I use elastic a lot in my sewing for clothing and things, and then the ribbon is just so fun to have available. We like to wrap gifts with pretty ribbons and stuff, so it's easy. It's just nice that it'll be so easy to find all the time instead of having to rip out a big box. Right here, these are little jars. They're plastic, which I prefer plastic over glass. So I put sewing clips in here. This is unorganized buttons. I need to organize that a little bit. These are hardware, and then these are just pom-poms. Kind of, I use those just every once in a while. So, and then here I have a lot of writing on fabric kind of tools, and then sharp things that I don't want my kids to get, knives and scissors and a seam ripper. It's always good to have a seam ripper handy. This is a magnet. I use that to pick up pins. And then under here there are hooks. And so on this side I just have a collection of scissors. And you can put those there if you want, or you don't have to, but I really love them. And then more of these tabs. And then I put a spot for a tool. I've been using tool a lot I used it a lot for Halloween and for skirts and stuff. More tabs, and then under here I just left this. These are little dividers that I'll show you in a little bit, just so I have them handy if I want to rearrange things. And so here we have fabric, and then thread. This is a divided bin. So you can add dividers to these bigger bins, which is really great because a lot of supplies, craft supplies, are much smaller than a whole bin. So for this it worked out. I have bun holders. I use those in sewing sometimes, polyester webbing, and then thread all in the same bin. Then I have yarns, lace and other meshy things. This is, I kind of need to reorganize this, but it's embroidery stuff. I don't use embroidery stuff often, but I can never find it when I do want to use it, and so it's great to have that all put together. And then this is what I'm going to call a work in progress box. This is everything you need to make bath bombs, and I've had this for a couple years and I just haven't done it yet. And so I'm hoping that this work in progress box with all the materials will help me find a time to make them, maybe for Christmas. Here I have, oops, this is in wrong, felt, Cricut felt. I use that a lot. And glue gun stuff. So I'm going to show you this big thing full of glue because it's a really great example of why the original Scrapbox will save you money. So I don't use glue guns a ton. I use them, you know, for hair bows and stuff, but I'm mostly sewing, so I'm not really a glue gun crafter. But I have all these glue sticks because whenever I need one, I can never find it. So I have this whole unopened, so I ordered this 200 pack, and then I found my other glue sticks, so I didn't need it, so that's unopened. And then I have all these glue sticks, and 3 glue guns, which is great for craft nights, but I didn't purchase 3 glue guns on purpose. It was just because I couldn't find the other one. So now I have a whole spot where all my glue gun stuff is, and so I won't need to go out and buy more glue or glue guns. It's just like, I'll just open the drawer and know where it is. So that's one of my favorite things about this whole piece. It's just like saving me a lot of stress looking for things, and then also money buying things that I already have. This is for my cam snaps. Oops, there's elastic in there. I need to move that. And then I have some trims bias tape. I have a lot of bias tape, so I need that all together. And then this would be elastic, fabric, more trims, and then more elastic. So I've kind of used putting this together as a really good purge and just total overhaul of my sewing stuff. So I'm finding stuff that I haven't seen in years, and I'm also realizing I don't need certain things, so I've kind of been purging. Here in these little nook and crannies, these are great for little things. I used on this side for zippers, just kind of a fun color coordinated rainbow zipper wall. And then it kind of helps you see like, oh, I probably don't need to buy more pink zippers right now, but I do maybe need white zippers. So it's kind of a nice visual. And then in the middle, so this is a nice workspace. This table is really sturdy and great, and it folds down. And then I am just going to keep my Cricut right here, and I don't need to move it because when it folds up, it'll still fit right there. And then here I have fabric, an iron, pillow forms, ribbons, and then fabric. I put a whole jelly roll of one fabric line in this, and it's like another work in progress. Like that was a quilt I started, but didn't get very far. So now it's right there, so I can take it out when I need it. This is rotary cutters, and this one I divided. This is like sewing machine kind of stuff. And then I put some books and some acrylic rulers right here. And then I made these little boxes a while ago for a different drawer, but they fit in here perfectly, which is kind of fun. So that's a project on my blog. And then just more little stuff, ribbons. And then over here I did all my Cricut stuff. I have a bunch of heat presses I use all the time, and then all the supplies for that. So up here I put a roll of black iron-on vinyl because I use it a ton. It's one of those like jumbo rolls, so it has a lot of iron-on right there just to have it handy. That's probably the most used color that I use. And then I put some adhesive stuff I don't use often. Right here, this will be Cricut pens, and then tools. These right here are faux leathers that are fun for earrings and stuff, and they're just pretty too. And then lots of unopened vinyls, and then these drawers are full of felt, infusible ink, vinyl, and then papers at the bottom. So these are designed to hold, 12 by 12 pieces of paper or whatever you're using. And then I love this because I can have a scrap drawer, so instead of throwing scraps away, I can just keep them and dig through those first. And these are like glitter papers. And then I'm still working on this little nook in here, but right here I used this for Cricut mats, which works really well because they just kind of file in there. And then there's just strings and needles and stuff in these other ones. And then under here I have extra space I haven't figured out what to do with yet. I might put my other Cricut in there or some fabric. But overall, it's been a really awesome, just super inviting sewing space. And I got a velvet chair, a pink velvet chair I've always wanted. So I got one of those for it, and a little rug, so it's just super cozy and inviting, and this is just like the place you want to be. So yeah, that's my tour of my dream box. I'm sure it will change a little bit as, my crafts change and stuff, but I love how flexible it is. You can just rearrange things however you want. You can take out these shelves are held in with these little brackets that you just put in, and you can take them out easily and then move them around, change them around. And then the dividers make it really functional too. So overall, I love this piece of furniture, and I'm going to show you what I was doing before to kind of give you an idea of why this is so much better. All right, so here's the other side of my sewing room. Now I still have these in here. I think I'm going to take one of them out, but I really want to turn these calyx things into fabric storage because I feel like that's really what they are best for. These spaces are just too big to have little stuff in. So here's just one example of why this is like not functional. So these are rose petals for bath bombs, and then just like stuff, and it's like you can't really see anything, can't really find anything. It's kind of a mess. All right, I rounded up all the boxes I was able to get rid of and wanted to show you what storage I don't need anymore. So I have about 12 of these white bins that were just full of various items, and then a couple of these are like those scrapbook paper holders. Had some felts and papers in there, and then these cool boxes I had full of just like notions and things, just ribbons and notions and all that. So I love having it all visible now instead of tucked away and hidden and not really usable in the boxes. So I will find another place in my home for these, maybe toys or towels or whatever, but not my craft supplies. I have got places for all of that. So that is my new dream box and all the old boxes that I have to repurpose now. So I'm really happy with the amount of storage I freed up for fabric and other things, and then just how much better and more functional the dream box system is. So thanks for watching.